Hey guys, a little bit of a different area, but we're still in the same spot, still the same area. I'm just now in my living room, but I just wanted to go over the video with y'all, man. So this is gonna be 1169 actually of One Piece. Came out the 22nd of December last year. I know I missed 1170 and 69. So we're gonna just hop in and let's just do a 2 for 1 and get right to it. So it's titled "My Death Cannot Come Soon Enough," and the cover page is a color spread of members of the Rocks Pirates, excluding Gil Bastar, in black suits. And as we do, we have the short summary and long summary. So I'll break it down with the short summary first. When Harald starts losing control over his body to Emu, he tells the guards to kill him, but his immortality prevents any damage. After Loki and Ja Rule show up, Harald tells Loki to take Elbaf's legendary devil fruit, kill him, and take over the throne. He soon loses control and attacks all of the guards and stabs Ja Rule over his helmet, but or through his helmet. But Shanks and Gaban arrive and stop him from going after Loki. Loki finds the devil fruit, but is suddenly attacked by Ragnar, which moves on its own. The long summary we'll get to. So at Gaban's house, Gaban tells Shanks that Roger had a son, having learned this from Garp the last time they met. Shanks happily calls Roger's son his little brother, a sentiment Gaban shares as he considers him and Buggy their sons too. Shanks wonders if Roger's son will become the next pirate king of his generation, but Gaban informs Shanks that sometimes people with great expectations placed on them will be unable to live up to them, but that is what makes life so enjoyable. In Arus Castle, Harald kills the guard he ordered to chain him to the pillar. To the guards and even Harald's own confusion, Harald realizes that his body moved on its own because of the orders Emu gave him, and he begins to fear that whatever orders they give him will change his thoughts forever. As such, Harald comes to see himself as the biggest threat to Elbaf and orders his men to kill him as soon as possible and before he kills everyone else. The guards reluctantly try to, and they stab Harald with their weapons, just as Loki and Ja Rule came into the throne room. To Harald's horror, he sees that he is indeed immortal, as the injuries he sustains are healing. In his mind, he begs his men to flee and for someone to stop him as he starts striking down everyone around him. Shanks tells Gaban that he and Harald signed the Shallows Covenant with Emu, but with it, they can only control whoever has it within a certain range. Thanks to that, both Shanks and Harald were both able to converse freely out of Mary Joas, which allowed Harald to confirm his suspicions about Shanks. Shanks then tells Gaban about how Harald said if he were to become a Knight of God, then he would be able to get Elbaf added to the world government. But Shanks knew that becoming one meant he would get Adept's Covenant, which according to Shanks is the source of the Knight's incredible strength and immortality and the ability to traverse long distances via the abyss. But in exchange, Emu will be able to control that person wherever and whenever they want to, with the recipient unable to defy their orders. Shanks knew this would happen to Harald if he became a knight, and he also knew the world government would not keep their word because of how greedy they are, and as such, he did not want him to join. Just then, they sensed an incredible haki from the castle. Loki and Harald clash as both the former and Ja Rule demand to know what happened to him. The guards tried to mobilize, with some thinking Loki was at fault. As Loki and Ja Rule restrain Harold tells Jarul that he made a terrible mistake and begs Loki to listen to him and do as he says. Specifically, what transpired in the castle and how he did the world government's dirty bidding based on a lie they told him. And now, because of that, he is about to hand Elbaf over to the world government as slaves in battle. Loki is confused by his father's words as Harald orders Jarl to give their sacred devil fruit to Loki, believing it to be the only thing that can stop him. He begs Loki to kill him and tell everyone in Elbaf how he was the worst king they ever had because of what he did, and use it to become a hero in the eyes of the people and become the next king, while also saying he does not care what people think of them afterwards because Elbaf's future was more important. After telling Loki he is the only one he can trust to do this, Emu's orders corrupt Harald completely, and he massacres all of the guards surrounding him before ordering the guards standing outside to seal the gate as there are criminals inside. One guard stabs Harald in the neck and calls him an impostor, but Harald recovers and announces himself as a vassal for the Great One, and no one will leave this room alive to tell what happened. Jarul tells Loki to get the fruit, and he reluctantly starts running for it as he did not want to lose his ability to swim. Harald, however, wants to eat it now, but Jarul stabs him and reminds him that Harald, if he were the one to eat it, the world would end. Unfortunately, Harald stabs Jarul in the head with the sword he gave the former long ago, claiming he can have it back now. But Jarul survives. Harald chases Loki, declaring he will both eat the fruit and take Ragnar for himself, but he is intercepted by Shanks and Gaban. Jarul tells them to stop Harald, and Gaban realizes Shanks' worst case scenario has happened. Shanks tries to get through to Harald, but he says he feels superior to all other life thanks to his immortal body, leaving Shanks to wonder how to break control over him. As for Loki, he successfully reaches the legendary devil fruit, but just before he can open the chest, Ragnar somehow attacks him on its own. Loki's confusion. Wow. It was just such a crazy chapter, man. I would say let's go right into the next chapter if you guys are ready for it. Okay. So chapter 1170, and this came out actually today, January 5th, 2026, officially. But I think everybody has read this. So we're gonna go over it now. This is awesome. So the chapter is titled "Contrary," and on the cover page, it is a cover page request of Jinbei as a station worker for the Eel Railroad, giving passengers eel bentos for lunch by PN 420 land. So we have the short summary, we have the long summary. As always, I'll start off with the short summary. Harald reveals that nobody could eat Elbaf's legendary devil fruit because Ragnar did not choose anyone. Gaban and Shanks continue trying to stop Harald. Gaban reveals the Knights of God tried to take Shanks back several times. Harald continues causing destruction. Ragnar is revealed to have consumed a squirrel-type zone devil fruit. Ragnar allows Loki to eat the devil fruit. Loki transforms and severely injures Harald, temporarily bringing him back to his senses. Loki tearfully unleashes a powerful lightning attack on Harald, shattering him to pieces. Now, let's get to the long summary. Oh, boys, let's get right to it. Sorry about that. Okay, long summary. Ragnar crashes into a pillar after Loki dodges it, and he demands to know who threw it at him as he returns to eat the devil fruit in the chest, only to hear squeaking sounds coming from Ragnar. Suddenly, Ragnar causes the entire floor to begin collapsing from its weight, though Loki manages to avoid falling. Back with the guards and Harald, the latter proclaimed that Loki's efforts to acquire the legendary devil fruit will fail because no one has actually been able to eat it due to Ragnar, as it is the guardian of the fruit and it attacks anyone it sees as unworthy of eating it. However, Harald believed that with his current strength as a knight of God, he would be able to submit Ragnar. Just then, he is attacked by Gaban and Shanks. The former noticing that the wounds they both inflicted onto him are causing him a great deal of pain and are recovering more slowly. Therefore, if they deliver enough consecutive hits, they can take Harald down. Gaban then tells Shanks that the one thing Knights of Gods are weak to are Supreme King Haki, as back then, the Knights constantly kept chasing after the Roger Pirates to take Shanks back, but he would attack them with Supreme King Haki attacks, and eventually they would give up and leave. Shanks tells Gaban that he wants to save Harald, but Gaban solemnly says that Loki is their only hope of stopping him after hearing what Shanks said about the knights. Loki tries to force Ragnar to move, but it refuses. So the two fight, and Ragnar end up destroying Loki's hammer. After that, Ragnar transforms into a squirrel with the hammer on its head, reeling in pain after that attack. Ragnar decides to let Loki eat the fruit, and he does, acquiring incredible power, and just in time as Shanks and Gaban were struggling to fight Harald as he has Supreme King Haki as well. Loki confronts Harald in his transformed state and defeats him as he channels his power through Ragnar. Harald regains his senses and acknowledges that Loki could also use Supreme King Haki as his son. With only a little bit of time left before losing control, Harald once again asks Loki to finish him as he sees himself beyond saving. Loki says that Harald was just under control, but Harald clarifies that the Covenant was more like influencing his thoughts, as he felt like a god during the fight. He tells Loki that he has what it takes to lead Elbaf and asks if he can get along better with Hasrudin. But Loki calls him the worst for making him kill him like this. Harald then tells Loki that he wanted to thank him about Ida, revealing that he knew why Loki burned down Brewer's village. And though he knew it would not bring her back, he was moved by how much Loki loved her. As the Covenant starts to take over, Loki tells Harald he won't forgive him for making him do this, but Harald simply says he loves Loki too. Loki then unleashes a powerful attack on Harald with Ragnar that shatters him to pieces, leaving Loki distraught as he remembers Harald's words to him about how the most important thing is securing their people's future. Oh, oof, my gosh, man. Such a hard chapter, man. But 10 out of 10 on both ends. I think chapter 1170 was more like filling up, filling in, giving more meat and more context to 1169. 1169 was really earth shattering. 1170 really more complete in that sense too. So it was great that we got to review both of them. I think definitely a 10 out of 10. The storyline is going right. It's going congruent. I don't think Oda. I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't think he's veering off of the storyline. I think he's just doing exactly what needs to be done. I'm looking forward to the rest of the chapters that keep on coming in out. And as they keep on coming out, you know your boy's gonna keep on reviewing them and putting them out for us. I look forward to getting better at this, maybe hooking up a mic, maybe getting a better camera setup, possibly getting some editing done and figuring out all that stuff and trying to get it done. So I just wanted to say that and maybe, look at some things. So, but I just wanted to say like the videos are going great and I just enjoy how everything's actually turning out, man. So I really appreciate you guys and yeah, I appreciate Oda, man. Incredible story, incredible everything that's going on. So I'll catch you guys later. All right, y'all have a good one.